The rain hadn't stopped for 3 days. Detective Marcus Hawley stood beneath the flickering streetlight, his cigarette glowing faintly in the downpour. The body lay face down in the alley, skin pale and blood pooling in the cracks of the asphalt. Except there was something off about it. "Lab says it's not matching," said forensic tech Lena, zipping her jacket. "Type test came back. Unknown." Marcus frowned. "That's impossible. Every sample fits somewhere. Not this one." She hesitated, lowering her voice. "It's not human blood." Marcus exhaled smoke, his jaw tightening. "Then what the hell is it?" No answer. Just rain tapping on metal and flesh. The victim had no ID, no phone, not even fingerprints that matched the national database. It was like he didn't exist. But the killer wanted him found. His body had been posed neatly under the alley camera, arms crossed, as if waiting for someone. "Get the footage from every corner," Marcus muttered. "And check the drains. Maybe he dropped something." Lena nodded and left, boots splashing through water. Marcus knelt beside the body. The eyes were open, lifeless, staring at nothing. A small carved mark sat on the neck, a half circle with 2 dots burned into the flesh, a message. He'd seen that symbol before years ago on an old case that was sealed and buried under national security. Back then, they told him it was a copycat, a one-off. But now, under the same endless rain, the mark had returned. He rose slowly, his reflection fractured in the puddles. "You're back," he whispered. A siren wailed in the distance. Marcus took one last drag from his cigarette and flicked it into the gutter. Something shimmered in the water, a drop of crimson glowing faintly under the light. He blinked, and it was gone.
By the next morning, the storm had cleared, but the city still smelled like rust and rain. Detective Marcus Hale sat in the lab, staring at the blood report on the glowing screen. Result: type unknown. Match: none found. He rubbed his temples. "You sure your machine's not broken, Lena?" Lena sighed. "Oh, we ran it 3 times. It's clean, consistent, but the structure doesn't exist in any medical or forensic database. Even the proteins are off. It's like the blood was engineered." Marcus frowned. Engineered for what? Before she could answer, his phone buzzed. Another call. Another body. The second victim was found in an abandoned subway tunnel. Same symbol burned into the neck. Same cold precision. The body was fresh, too fresh. Whoever was doing this wanted to be seen. A single word had been spray painted beside the corpse in red. Returned. Marcus's flashlight trembled slightly in his hand. He'd seen that word before, 12 years ago, in the classified file that ended his partner's career, and nearly his own. He turned to the coroner. "How long dead?" "Less than 2 hours." 2 hours, Marcus snapped. "You're saying?" "Yeah," the coroner muttered. "He was killed after you found the first body." Lena appeared behind him, holding a sealed vial. "You need to see this." The blood sample from the new victim shimmered faintly under the lab light, almost metallic. Marcus watched as she compared it to the first sample. "Same anomaly," she said, "but this one reacts." The liquid inside the vial pulsed once, faintly glowing as if alive. Marcus stepped back. "What the hell is that?" "Whatever it is," Lena whispered, "it's not staying dead." Marcus stared at the glowing vial, unease crawling down his spine. "Run a cross-match," he said. "I already did," Lena said quietly, eyes fixed on the monitor. It matched someone. Who? She turned the screen toward him. The name flashing in red letters made his blood freeze. "Hale." "Marcus?" Marcus Hale stared at the lab screen like it was a loaded gun pointed at his chest. Match confirmed. Hale, Marcus. The room felt suddenly colder. "Run it again," he said quietly. "I already did," Lena replied, voice trembling. 3 times. Marcus rubbed the back of his neck, trying to ignore the pulse hammering in his veins. "It's a mistake. Someone swapped the sample." Lena didn't argue, but she didn't look convinced either. On the desk lay 2 vials of blood, the victim's and his own. Under the UV light, both pulsed faintly, almost breathing. Marcus felt something twist inside him. He'd seen strange things in his career: cult killings, organ harvesters, even staged suicides for political cover-ups. But this was different. This was personal. He left the lab before anyone could stop him. The city outside looked washed out, like the color had been drained from everything. His mind buzzed with fragments of memory, flashes from the old case 12 years ago. The classified one, the one the department ordered him never to mention again. A warehouse fire. 5 bodies burned beyond recognition. And one survivor, him. But why couldn't he remember how he survived? He drove through the industrial district until the GPS lost signal. The same warehouse still stood there, half collapsed, wrapped in chains and warning tape that had long faded to gray. Marcus stepped inside. Dust, silence, the faint stench of chemicals. Then he saw it scorched into the wall, just visible under the grime. The same symbol. Half circle, 2 dots, his breath caught. So it started here. Behind him, something clicked, a sound like metal against concrete. He spun, hand on his gun. A figure stepped out from the shadows, a man in a black coat, eyes reflecting the dim light. "Detective Hale," the man said softly. "You shouldn't have come back." Marcus aimed his weapon. "You're going to tell me what this is. What the hell happened to me?" The man smiled faintly, lifting a small vial filled with glowing blood, the same eerie crimson light. "You already know," he whispered. "You just don't remember why they changed you." The warehouse was silent, except for the hum of the flickering lights above. Marcus didn't lower his gun. "Changed me? What are you talking about?" The man in the coat smiled, tired, almost sympathetic. "You don't remember Project Eidolon?" Marcus shook his head. "Never heard of it. You were one of them," the man said, stepping closer. "A volunteer, or so they told you." He held up the vial, that same glowing blood, faintly pulsing like a heartbeat. "You were dying after the fire 12 years ago. They replaced your blood with this, synthetic, regenerative. But unstable." Marcus's grip tightened on the gun. "That's insane." The man shrugged. "You think it's a coincidence the victims all share your type? They're the others, detective, subjects who didn't stay hidden." Marcus's voice dropped. "So someone's hunting them." The man's eyes glinted. "No, Marcus. Someone's cleaning up the experiment." Before Marcus could react, the man tossed the vial onto the ground. It shattered, splattering crimson light across the concrete. The smell of ozone filled the air, sharp and metallic. Marcus felt a surge in his veins, pain like fire spreading through his body. His vision blurred, heart pounding too fast. What did you do?" he gasped. The man's voice was calm. "You were the prototype. You were meant to lead them, not stop them." Marcus dropped to one knee, veins glowing faintly beneath his skin. Memories slammed into him like a flood. Hospital lights, needles, government logos, screaming voices. He saw his own hand signing a waiver marked Project Eidolon, Subject 01. He remembered agreeing. He remembered dying. He remembered waking up. When his vision cleared, the man was gone. Only the symbol remained on the wall, newly burned into the metal half-circle. 2 dots glowing faintly red. Marcus staggered out into the rain. His reflection in a puddle looked wrong, his eyes gleaming with the same crimson hue as the blood. He whispered to himself, "How many of us are still alive?" From the shadows across the street, unseen figures watched. One of them spoke into a comm device. "Subject 1 is active again." A voice replied, cold and metallic. Then the hunt resumes. The experiment never ended. It just evolved.